Hey, this is Mark from Mobile Diesel. Truck, me, and let's here. So there are a bunch of gauges hooked up here. It looks a little intimidating, but there's several things that are going to be tested. So a bunch of items have been tested on this Cat excavator, 330L, and so far everything's passed. It's looking like the pump is the problem. I did open the pump up and I found some parts that were not great, and looks like somebody else has opened it up in the past. But I need to make sure the pump has equal pressure on the upper and the lower axial flow plates. So there's two high pressure pumps and then there's one pilot pump back here. So what's going to happen is this thing, I'm going to partially restrict flow on the high pressure. It has a pressure relief after this of 5,400 psi, but I need to know this thing's capable of getting up there. So this is really tricky because you can't block it off all the way, or the pump will explode like a popcorn kernel. So it's a partial restriction. And what's going to be happening, I've got three test ports here. I've got upper pump, lower pump, which I'm not testing yet. And then here is pilot signal. So the pilot signal maxes out at 640. I'm going to monitor that, but I don't really care too much about pilot signal because both upper and lower share the pilot signal for balancing the spring mechanism in here. And this is the guy that decides the deflection of the plate, which I will probably include a photo right about now in this video. But the deflection of the plate is determined by these guys, which are not pilot signal generated. They are a de facto pilot signal by a bleed mechanism from this guy here. It sounds strange, but basically the 5,400 psi goes into the main valve body over there, and there's a little orifice that bleeds pressure back to these guys here, and this determines how far the plates will deflect. And I need to make sure all of this is equal, upper and lower, while I'm monitoring the pressure, this guy, as I'm turning this valve shut. So there's a few things that are being monitored because I just need to make sure all conditions are equal, and them being equal, I want to see what kind of numbers I'm getting from the high pressure side without blowing the pump up. Like I said, it's a little sketchy if you're not careful. I've had a customer, this thing was started shut, not by me, but he cracked his pump in two. So you always got to make sure this guy's completely open and it's never shut all the way. And of course, you got to make sure all connections are super tight, because what ends up happening is any kind of micro leakage will cause the type of damage to your body where there's actual amputation if the blood vessels restrict too much from the hydraulic poisoning if it injects into your skin. All right, I'm going to start this up and do the test next. Thank you.